Hi, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Rise with Michelle. Loosening the soil, writing a new story for your becoming. Have you ever waited for someone to notice you, to see how much you were carrying, to step in and say, I've got you? I did that for years. I waited for someone to rescue me, to carry the weight I couldn't carry, and to save me from my own overwhelm. But here's what I learned. It wasn't, why isn't someone saving me? It was, why am I not showing up for myself? And that was the day I stopped outsourcing my becoming. That was the day I started writing a new story. Before we rise, we all go through soil. And soil stands for stories of illusion and limitation. These are the old stories we inherited from our family, our culture, our life experiences, and through our pain and suffering. It could be stories like, you're too much, you'll never be enough, or how about, you'll never amount to anything in life. These stories become buried and they turn into concrete. They harden in us layer by layer until we can't tell where they end and where did they even begin. But just like the lotus, you can't bloom without the soil. You have to loosen it. You have to break through it. You have to let the mess nourish the rise. So the first step in this work is always reclaiming identity because habits and behaviors don't change until your identity does. And for me, the story I outgrew was one of survival. I believed I had to carry it all, that safety came from control, that if I held everything together, no one could hurt me. And I really put up some thick heart walls. But that story almost broke me. It kept me sick, it kept me small, and most of all, it kept me silent. So I started writing a new story, one by doing the deep, messy, healing work, a story where I became responsible for my own becoming, a story where my health became a priority, a story where daily non negotiables were no longer optional, learning to set clear boundaries and standards. Now I lift weights, I walk every day, I balance my hormones, I'm taking back my health from late stage Lyme. I'm building my Rise Tribe all access, one step at a time. Not perfectly, not all at once, but daily, consistently. I share this not as, oh, hey, look at me, but because these choices aren't just actions, they are identity declarations. They are me saying, I am no longer outsourcing my becoming. I am here for myself. But let's pause here. Because this isn't just about me, it's about you too. What story are you still carrying that feels like concrete? Where have you been waiting for permission, for clarity, for someone else to tell you it's time? Maybe your story sounds like, I'll start when I have more energy. I'll move forward when they finally support me. I'll feel worthy when I've proven myself enough. But those stories aren't your truth. They're your soil, your stories of illusion and a limitation. And just like me, you get to loosen them. You get to choose new non negotiables, whatever that looks like for you. It might be a 5-minute walk. It might be journaling before bed. It might be saying no to what drains you so you can say yes to what fuels you. Because this isn't about doing what I do, and it looks differently for everyone. It's about asking yourself, what choices declare my identity? What daily rhythms remind me I'm no longer outsourcing my becoming? What step today would tell the world and myself that I'm here for me? And how can you use what you are going through to help others? Someone is waiting for your story that will begin their new path to rise. And this is why the RISE framework matters so much. You reclaim your identity from the illusions and limitations that kept you bound. You rewrite the blueprint. You ignite your own next step instead of waiting for permission. You fuel your own flame. You build resilience with small, steady, daily choices, discipline rooted in love and not punishment. And from that place, you rise, you lead, you live, you step boldly into who you already are. This is not about fixing yourself, it's about remembering yourself. And when you remember, you stop waiting for someone else to do the work that only you can do. Here's the beautiful part: when you stop waiting to be rescued, you don't push people away. You free them to walk beside you. You stop needing saviors. You start inviting witnesses, because true community isn't built on someone carrying you forever. It's built on walking side by side, each person owning their own becoming. And yes, some communities will remind you where you don't belong. Some tables will make you feel invisible. But when that happens, you stop begging for a seat and you build your own table. And that's what I'm building now with RISE. Not a clique, not a crowd, a community of becoming. It's a place where the messy middle is honored and the in between is where we rise. So this week, I want you to sit with these questions. Where in my life am I still waiting for someone to give me permission? What story in my soil is keeping me bound? And what's one daily non negotiable I can claim to begin writing a new story today? Write it down, pray it through, and then take one step, because in order to be different, you have to see different. Because the soil is not where you end, it's the ground preparing you to rise. You are your own rescue, and you are your own revolution. Thank you for watching today. And if this episode spoke to you, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. You can also connect with me on Instagram and Facebook at Naturally Thriving with Michelle. You can also purchase a copy of my book, From Hell to Rebirth, on my website, naturallythrivingwithmichelle.com. If you have any questions or you just want to share your reflections in email, you can email me at michelle@naturallythrivingwithmichelle.com. See you next week, same space, same heart. And until then, keep rising. We're not broken, we're in the between and still rising.